Fire Force Episode 1. I gotta say, guys, this is probably one of the best first episodes I've seen, if not the best first episode. You know, it just does everything a first episode should do. You know, it sets up the story awesomely, it sets up the great characters, it sets up the great story, it has a bunch of mystery to it. So the amazing thing about this episode is it just keeps me completely engaged the entire time, just completely submerged in this universe. Not a lot of anime is able to really do that for me in the first episode, so it was nice to see this episode doing it. But let's just talk about the episode itself, how it starts off and stuff. So it starts off over city, you know, you get to see the train tracks. You know, you first of all, you look at the city and you think to yourself, okay, is this in the future or the present? The building, how the building is structured, it looks like it could be in the past, but at the same time there's some futuristic elements to it. So then after that, we basically go into the train itself. Then we just see this random guy. Then we see some smoke coming out his mouth. Then you're just thinking to yourself like, yo, what the fuck? Why is smoke coming out his mouth? And then out of nowhere, this dude just completely just erupts in flames out of nowhere, dude. And you're just watching this. You're like, oh, what the fuck, dude? And then it just pulls up to this train station. This guy gets out, just flames everywhere. Then at that time, we're introduced to the main protagonist of the series, Shinra. Now this show does not beat around the bush at all, because within the first a minute of this show, we're already seeing some action. The Fire Force Squad 8 just comes in. They're already starting the operation. They're start fighting. Then you're like, oh snap, the action's going on already, damn. So then the Fire Force basically made quick work of the infernal enemy. They quickly got rid of it. And as soon as they thought everything was over, a light beam falls and it almost hit Iris, who is the love interest of this series. But before it hits her, Savage activates his ability and saves her. And this is where we got a lot of information. Well, not a lot of information, we just get a little bit more information of this world and how it works. So basically the people of this world are in constant fear because they have no idea who or when they're going to start turning on fire. Now, I really like how they do this. The idea of spontaneous combustion, it is really a scary thing. It is something that humans have feared for the longest time. You know, I think how this, you know what this reminds me of? This is the series is set up kind of like Attack on Titan. Now, let me explain by this. Because what is the main enemy in Attack on Titan? It is Titans, you know. It is a giant. It is being scared of being eaten alive. So I think, so that's why I draw the comparisons to Attack on Titan, because you have the act of setting on fire, and a lot of people can agree with me that dying by being set fire is probably the worst way to die. So I like how the series just completely sonifies the fear in human nature itself, if you get what I'm saying. While at the Fire Force base, we got to learn more about our main protagonist, Shinra. We got to learn about his character quirks, where, you know, if he's nervous, he smiles, and that is a big thing about his character, is that people may interpret that in different ways in awkward situations where, you know, let's just say if he's at a funeral, you know, he's going to be over there smiling, and people are going to get the wrong impression from that. They're going to think he's weird. Thing is, he's actually nervous. He's not actually trying to be like a scumbag. He's not actually a devil. We get to learn that people kind of discriminate against him. People call him the devil. People call him, you know, evil. People call him like just call him horrible names. And I can see basically his whole entire life where he's basically bullied. His mom was actually turned into an infernal. She caught a fire. That was a surprise because earlier on in the episode, we were told that Shinra killed his mother. That's one of the biggest reasons why he was even called a devil in the first place. Basically, his mom's dead and his brother's dead. You know, there could be a chance his brother is alive because they specifically said they didn't find his body. And plus, he had main character hair. Like, his hair was white, so, you know, honestly, his brother's probably still alive, honestly. But this is not the video, so let's just move on. So, you know what, we got introduced to Shinra's main goal. And his main goal is to figure out about internals and also become a hero. That reminds you of My Hero Academia, doesn't it? Ha ha ha. But no, seriously, guys, because you know what? A lot of people get the wrong idea about stuff. As soon as the anime mentions something that's common in other anime, they wanna dismiss it. They wanna be like, oh, that's been done before. That's boring. And you know what? The thing is, guys, not everything needs to reinvent the wheel. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can take elements from other shows, but the thing is, you gotta make it your own. And I think that Shinra, his motives is like any other shonen characters, is just to be a hero, just to be a savior, just to be the guy that everyone depends on. You know what I'm talking about? But Shinra, that he's his own character, he has his own motives in his own way, and he has his own personality and his own characteristics. And I think that the perfect way to really make Shinra his own character, just not like another reboot. You know what? Like, for example, Asta is basically the average main character, and a lot of people didn't really like him in the first episode. Because the thing about Asta is, I don't think Asta did anything to really make himself different from other shonen characters. You know what I'm talking about? Because the thing about Asta is, his own thing is he's loud. And the thing is, that's not even your original thing, Asta. It's like Naruto was loud, Luffy was loud. It's just like, it is Asta's own thing is that he's just extra loud, he's extra annoying. I don't want to talk bad about Asta because I do like Black Clover, but I'm just saying an example why common character tropes can not work for one character, but at the same time it could work for another character, and at the same time still make the other character his own thing. Another reason why this episode was great is we got some fan service action too. We get the story plus some titties. Now I'm just playing, like, it was some fan service, but it's not like you got to see any titties or anything like that. But it's just not like useless fan service. They use this time to actually add another plot point in. The other girl told Iris, she was like, Shinra saved you, so like, are you into him? Are you gonna go with him? And she's like, I don't know, like, just because he saved me, that doesn't mean I have to throw him some pussy. You know what I'm talking about? but no, honestly, so that sets up a romantic interest. Now, whether this is going to be done well or not, I don't know, because a lot of shonen anime, they do love interests. They don't know how to do it correctly. I'm a guy that loves romance in anime, so it really hurts me when I see a lot of shonen just completely just fuck up romance horribly. Even a show like My Hero Academia, which I say is probably one of my favorite, it still doesn't do romance that good anyway. Maybe it will make itself different from all the shonens out there, but honestly, I'm not having my hypes up, so if it doesn't really progress that much, I don't really care, because I'm not really looking for it in this series per se. Now we're in the final battle of this episode. Bit of a culmination of everything he experienced, all the bullying, seeing his mother being burnt to death. I think all of that just came into this point for him to actually take a step forward and actually start on his mission and trying to figure out who the Infernos are, and also to be a hero. And there's this scene where there's a scene where he's dashing forward to the Inferno, where it flashes back to him as a kid, and the camera is like focused on his smile as a kid. Then right after that, it's back into present, and we focus on his smile right now. And it's a small scene, and it goes by rather fast, but I think it's a really nice scene. I think it's a metaphor of him as a kid realizing that he has to defeat these Infernos. He has to figure out what's going on. And right now, as he's dashing to the Inferno, he's in essence dashing towards his dream as well. So I really, only God knows really how Shinra really feels in this moment. I really like how you can really just take that small scene and just really understand how this character is feeling just from that scene alone. And after that, after Shinra defeats the Inferno in an awesome way, everyone is cheering for him, and the Inferno's, who was a wife before, his husband actually thanks Shinra, and the leader of the fire squad basically says that Shinra is a hero. That finally, at the end of the episode, we get to see how Shinra's smile really is, and it just works perfectly, guys. Like, this was just such an amazing first episode. It's just perfect. It establishes a universe, keeps you engaged, introduces awesome characters, has a lot of mystery that opens many different possibilities for the story. I definitely want to see more. Definitely gonna watch Fire Force episode 2. I definitely want to review this series. It's just hard because it comes out on Fridays, and that's exactly when I do my My Hero Academia reviews. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Johnny God is out.